Learning is a critical part of what we do in organizations and throughout life. Measurement does seem cold, and people don't like to be measured, but if you think about it, we measure every day. I'm Patti Phillips, President and CEO of the ROI Institute. The ROI Institute is an organization based in the U.S., and its mission is to help organizations develop capability in measurement, evaluation, and ROI. I am business partners with my husband, Jack Phillips, and Jack is the developer of the ROI methodology. We work with organizations in about 60 countries, and over the last decades, we've started applying it not only in training and development and human resources, but we apply it to marketing, communication strategies. We even go as far as evaluating humanitarian projects up to impact and ROI. Why an organization should use the ROI methodology is because it helps them not only show accountability for investments in people, processes, and initiatives, but it gives them the information they need to improve those processes. Too often people think of return on investment just as the accountability piece, the financial payoff, and that in fact is what it is. But the process, the ROI methodology, generates 6 types of data. ROI being one of 6, and it's the other types of data that give us information we need to improve those programs and projects. So any organization that is really focused on operational excellence should consider using the process because it ensures we're allocating resources to the right investments, but it also ensures that we make adjustments along the way. Again, it's all about process and program improvement. Learning is a critical part of what we do in organizations and throughout life. And what we look at learning is as an investment. Too many organizations look at investment in people really as cost. When they look at a learning department, a training department, or a human resources department, they look at them as cost centers. And part of that is because we focus on the activity of learning more than the outcomes associated with learning. If we can look at learning as an investment, then it changes the perspective, not only for those in the learning function and participants in the learning program, but for the executives funding the programs as well. We have a saying at the ROI Institute, and that is when we focus on activity, we're really focused on cost. Activity represents cost, costs get cut. But if you can focus on the outcomes and the results of learning, then you've positioned learning as an investment, and investments are allocated. One of the most interesting clients that we have is the United Nations. And it's interesting in that, first, it's the most diverse organization in the world. People from all over the world work within this organization. Plus, its mission is to do good in the world. One of our other sayings around the ROI Institute is you can't do good unless you do well. You have to have the resources to do it. So when we work with organizations like the United Nations, it's not so much to help them drive profit, because they don't. It's to help them make decisions about funding. Measurement does seem cold, and people don't like to be measured. But if you think about it, we measure every day. When we're laying in bed in the mornings, we're waiting to see how long it takes before the coffee's ready. You just took a measurement. When you're in traffic wondering how long before this traffic's going to move, you just took a measurement. When the kids are in the back seat saying, "Hey, Mom, how much longer is it going to be before we get there?" the kids just took a measurement. Measurement is all around us. We don't go a day without a good measurement. Unfortunately, when we're purposely measuring what we do every day, it tends to have a cloud of accountability around it. And for some reason, people don't necessarily like to be held accountable. But what we're really trying to do is let's get some information and demonstrate the good work that we're doing, because in fact, you are doing good work. But you have to tell people you're doing good work in terms that resonate with them, and that's what measurement does for them. We had one client, we've been working with her. She's in a large financial institution. We've been working with her since 1995. She started as the only person in that organization that even thought about measuring ROI of learning and human resources, but she did it methodically and quietly, just implemented it. Over the years, her responsibilities grew, her department grew, they embraced the ROI methodology at a much greater extent than they had in the past. And a few years ago, the organization was going through a lot of change when the economy took a turn for the worse. And typically in an organization, when there's cost cutting, learning and development and HR are the 2 departments that get cut first. We had a call from her, and she said the entire company, every department was cutting budget by 10%. The only one that didn't have to was the HR department. And the reason was that over the years, they consistently demonstrated what they achieved. So it's stories like that that keep us going. And then that's what we like to do. We love what we do. We love the process. We love the outcomes. We like to measure. But what we really like to do is help others get done what they need to do through measurement. And then you have these great stories, and then that's when we get on the next plane and go.